All right, let's talk about something that almost everyone in SEO thinks they have figured out, the nofollow link. But what if I told you that simple little tag, the one that was once a clear stop sign for Google, is now one of the most powerful and misunderstood tools we have, especially in the age of AI? Yeah, let's get into it because everything you think you know about nofollow is probably outdated.
Okay, so to really get this, we have to look at how we got here. This timeline tells the whole story. It all starts back in 2005, when nofollow was a strict command, a tool to fight spam. Then you fast forward to 2019, and suddenly it's not a command anymore, it's a hint. And now, we're looking at a world where AI uses these links as critical signals for trust. This whole journey is key.
To understand where we are, we've got to go back to the beginning. The internet back then, well, it had a massive spam problem, and the search engines needed a way to fight back.
And this was their big weapon, the rel equals nofollow attribute. Back then, it was simple. It was literally a digital stop sign. It told search engine crawlers, hey, see this link? Ignore it. It passes no value. Do not count it for ranking. Super clear, right?
And this wasn't just some casual update. This was a huge deal, a team-up between Google, Yahoo, and Microsoft. They created it specifically to shut down the spammers who were just flooding comment sections and forums with junk links to try and game the system. And honestly, for a long time, it worked like a charm.
But then, 2019 rolled around, and the entire game changed. That really simple, clear stop sign, well, it became something a whole lot more nuanced. This was a fundamental shift.
And look, you don't have to take my word for it. Google announced it themselves. They basically said, you know that rule we've had for 14 years? Well, it's over. They made it crystal clear. Nofollow links were no longer being completely ignored.
So what does that actually mean? This slide breaks it down perfectly. The old way? Links were ignored for ranking, they weren't crawled, and they passed zero value, period. The new way? Now, they're a hint. They can be used as a ranking signal, they might get crawled and indexed, and they can pass contextual value. Think of it like a GPS suggestion. The algorithm can choose to take that route if it looks like a good, trustworthy path.
And alongside this big shift, Google gave us some new tools for our toolkit. They introduced rel equals sponsored for any kind of paid link, and rel equals UGC for user-generated content like comments. This was all about giving them more specific information so their algorithms could get a much clearer picture of the web.
So this leads to the big question, right? If it's just a hint now, what is a nofollow link actually worth? Well, as it turns out, it's worth a whole lot more than you probably think.
The value isn't about that old school link juice anymore. It's about all the other stuff. First, brand awareness. Getting your name on a huge, high-authority site, even with a nofollow link, is massive. Second, you get referral traffic, actual humans clicking through who want to see what you're about. Third, having a mix of different link types makes your site look way more natural and trustworthy. And hey, if you're a local business, a nofollow link from Yelp, that's pure gold for credibility.
And if you want some hard proof, look at this case study. It's incredible. A 25% boost in organic traffic and almost 2,000 new top 3 rankings. And here's the kicker. The majority of the links they built to get those results were nofollow. That tells you everything you need to know.
This whole idea is really backed up by some of the recent Google data leaks. It seems like Google looks at the quality of the website a link is coming from more than anything else. So a nofollow link from a top-tier, super high-traffic site is probably worth way more than a dofollow link from some random low-quality blog. It's about the source's authority, not just the tag.
Okay, but all of this builds up to the biggest change of all, the rise of AI search. And this is where nofollow links get really interesting and strategically important.
This is the question that every single person with a website needs to be asking themselves right now. Because the way Google's AI overviews and other generative engines find and use information is a completely different ballgame from old-school search.
So think of it like this. The old Google was kind of like an accountant, just counting up links. But AI is like a researcher. It doesn't just count, it reads, it understands context, it evaluates quality. So when it sees a nofollow link from a super respected site in your industry, it recognizes that as a huge vote of confidence, regardless of the tag.
And this brings us to the big challenge of what we're now calling generative engine optimization, or GEO. The opportunity is huge. Getting cited in an AI overview is an incredible authority builder. But there's a risk, right? This zero-click answer, where the user gets what they need from the AI and never actually visits your site. It's this constant balancing act between getting that amazing visibility and actually getting the traffic.
So what does this all mean for you today? The big takeaway is pretty simple. You have to stop obsessing over the tag and start focusing on quality.
Here's your playbook for right now. Number 1, always prioritize the quality and relevance of the site linking to you. Number 2, build a diverse link profile that looks natural. If all of your links are perfect do-follow links, that can actually look pretty suspicious. And number 3, use the right tags for the right job. Use sponsored and UGC when they apply. Give Google the clearest signals you can.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. As AI gets smarter and smarter, it gets better at figuring out who the real authorities are. So maybe, just maybe, the best technical SEO strategy for the future isn't about gaming the system at all. Maybe it's just about building the best, most trustworthy, and most helpful reputation you possibly can. Pretty interesting to think about.